Tanya Davis and Miss Love. Okay, Miss Tiffany Love and Miss Davis.
Oh, this? Okay.
And so we're going to call this Female Incarcerations in Tennessee. Is that appropriate?
That's fine. Hey, whatever you want to say.
Uh-huh. Well, no, I can only say what y'all willing to talk about.
Did you want this hooked on the back? Or?
We can drop it behind you.
I think the title is.
Pull the extra.
I think the title is actually appropriate.
Yeah.
Because it's actually where. It was actually where she spent some time behind bars and she's now out of the bars. And they're trying to get out of that predicament. You're talking about somebody that's very successful right now. I mean, she was behind bars and look what she's done. I mean, she has a play in the T-Pack Theater, my goodness. It's just, that's awesome. Yes, I want to definitely highlight Miss Tanya.
We want you to talk from your book as well as Miss Davis. Talk from your book. And Ms. Love, you'll also talk about your beauty activities. Now you were
Mrs. Tennessee.
Miss Tennessee. Okay,
yes.
Very good. Yeah, I take you for a show quite well.
Chair right here.
I know when you do 5 at a time.
And I'll just talk about the program of how we help women who have been behind bars and who are behind bars mentally as well as physically.
Okay,
how I met Miss Tanya. And what we do with the program Beauty Behind Bars. She's a speaker, part of the program.
Okay, well, I just want y'all to talk.
Okay, well, we're ready.
This is the 4th show for me.
Okay.
And so I'm just about out of.
You talked out.
Okay, well, I know we can definitely make it.
Just pop me up. Okay.
We're ready.
Could we get you to say your name and count to 10, please?
Okay, Tanya Davis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Should be good. Waiting for him to run back to the headset. Sprinting back and forth. Yep. Do you guys want this in a later segment, or do you want it off the bat?
However you plug it.
It's their book in there.
Okay.
Well, I don't have to have the paper.
That's what I was saying. Now, can we put that from crack to Christ up there with the?
I can lean it up against it, I think.
Would you block too much of the information and reference that you're trying to get across?
Yeah, you don't want to block the play because you want people to know.
Yeah.
Well, I can have the
If
book.
I cover up the performance at the
She can hold the book actually when she's talking.
This is your This is your book.
I
Okay.
didn't know if you, since it's just introduction off the bat. Do you want to bring in the book like the second segment?
Second segment. That'll be good.
All right.
Now, what?
We're going to talk about prison first, and then we can talk about things that I've done.
Okay, and so you're ready to talk about females and female incarceration in the state of Tennessee? Are you ready to deal with that? Okay, and so while you've never been incarcerated, you've dealt with a large number of individuals who have been incarcerated.
Yes.
And your idea is to show them that there's life after prison and that there's so many things that they can do.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's start with her.
Yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
start with her, and that first segment will be 6 minutes. And what I want the two of you to do, and starting with you, Ms. Davis, we ought to have you on that end, Ms. Davis.
Okay.
I hate to start moving us around.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, grab your mic and then.
Yeah. And so what we'll do, we'll start with you, Ms. Davis, and then we'll have both of you to give us some information during this first 6 minutes.
Okay.
In reference to your background, your education, and your experiences, and et cetera.
Okay.
And then that second segment, then we'll get into from crack to Christ, you see. And that's when we'll be dealing specifically with the literature, and we'll have you Ms. Love, to deal with your situation in terms of beauty, bringing beauty to, et cetera, et cetera. How is that?
Exactly. That's perfect. That's
okay,
well, great.
It won't work out like that way, but people will never know.
Yeah, well, I think Tanya and I, the great thing, you don't have amateurs. We're pros at being in front of the camera and talking, so we're ready.
Yeah, well, that's
this
ready.
is something we're used to doing.
Yeah, well, y'all got to help me. You know, I've been doing it for 35 years, but still, you know, every time I come out here, I feel the same way. Inadequate, you see, but we'll make it.
We'll make it.
Okay, very good. God is good. Yes, He is. Are we ready? Are you getting ready? Okay, Miss Tanya Davis and Miss Tiffany Love.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. Miss Davis and Miss Love. Okay, that's it. And the title is Female Incarceration in Tennessee. Would that be appropriate?
That's fine. Are you okay with that title?
That's
Female
fine.
Incarceration in Tennessee. And we'll start with you talking about female incarceration in Tennessee. Well, that first segment is 6 minutes. We'll get from the two of you background, education, that kind of information. That'll be 6 minutes. And then we'll have a break, which will bring us back into an 8-minute segment. And this is where we will start talking about female incarceration in Tennessee, which is to say that this is where you go into your issues and et cetera. You will also be able to talk about, during that second segment, beauty in Tennessee, you know, the self-esteem kind of thing. And then we'll come back for that last 10 minutes and we'll allow you to not only talk about your book, but also to bring into view this idea about your production and that is production of the book. Is that right? That's a play dealing with the book itself.
Yeah, based on the book.
Basically, very good. Okay, so we'll simply call this Female Incarceration in Tennessee. All right? I've been doing this since 10:30 this morning, straight ahead without a stop.
Wow.
You see,
So how many segments is that?
Well, that's 3 times 3, that's 9 segments.
Wow.
Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is females incarceration in Tennessee, female incarceration in Tennessee. And we're fortunate to have with us to talk about female incarceration in Tennessee, Miss Tanya Davis and Miss Tiffany Love, both who have excellent information in reference to some of the issues facing females incarcerated in the state of Tennessee. Let's start off, Ms. Love, by having you and Ms. Davis to give us some information in reference to your background, your education, and some of your experiences. And let's start off with you first, Ms. Love, to have you to deal with that.
Okay. Yes, I have a bachelor's degree in education, and I have a master's degree in licensed social work with a concentration in behavioral health. So I actually provide cognitive behavioral therapy. I work with patients and I work with people on an array of problems that they have. And I graduated from East Tennessee State University in Johnson City, so that's my background.
What about you, Ms. Davis?
Well, I am a licensed cosmetologist. I own a salon here in Nashville, Salon Ice. I'm also a recovering addict. I have been in prison before. I spent 2 years incarcerated in a federal prison, and I also did 18 months in a federal prison on a return sentence.
And so both of you have some information in reference to, and especially you, Ms. Davis, in reference to actually being incarcerated as a female, surrounded by other females and et cetera. And I think that you can give us a different perspective in terms of what goes on in the prison system. And of course, Ms. Love, you've got a lot of information in reference to self-esteem and some of the things that Ms. Davis has already accomplished in reference to after being outside of the system. Let's start off with you, Ms. Davis. Tell us something about female incarceration in the state of Tennessee.
Yes, well, there's different perspectives. There's the bad side and then there's the good side. The bad side is that you can go behind bars and you can get with the wrong crowd and do the same thing that you're doing on the outside. The good thing is that they offer opportunity. They offer opportunity to get your life in order and have a second chance. They offer education, they offer degrees, they offer self-awareness, self-esteem building. You can build your self-awareness and really get your life in order and come out and be a productive citizen. And you do have that opportunity.
And so all things in terms of being incarcerated, it might be a bad situation, but it also gives an individual, if he or she is willing to work on it, an opportunity to become a better person.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what I did.
Now, within the context of what has been said about the prison system itself, overcrowded situations and et cetera. Now, we know that in many instances this might apply to the male part of the population, but what about the female?
Well, it is. It's overcrowded. It is overcrowded, and it is a business, definitely. With commissary, they sell a lot. They make money off of phones for us to use the phone and stuff like that. But you know, everything's a business, of course. But I think again, you know, you have to take the opportunity at hand and do what you need to do. Like for instance, for me, having a restitution. The thing that I didn't like is that we have to still pay restitution while we're doing our time. Well, of course, we don't have the money, so it falls on our parents, our loved ones, and stuff like that. And I think that's unheard of, that they have to pay a price for what we've done. And so I would like to, you know, see something done about that. And then also, after the fact, that we come back and try to walk as a productive citizen, that felon follows us as far as job opportunities and stuff like that. We really don't get that second chance on that. That's why I became an entrepreneur for that, because I didn't get a chance to have that fair chance on having the opportunity to get a job. They say that some of the jobs are felon friendly. That's not the case, because if Tiffany applies for the job and I apply for the job and I have the felon, of course she's going to get the opportunity first. And then, of course, as far as voting rights, I don't have those voting rights. The sad thing for me is that I didn't get a chance to vote for Obama, you know, and so I would like to see a change on that too, and that opportunity to be, you know, able to vote. But of course, you know, we can't let those things or those opportunities stop us from being a productive citizen, and I did not let that happen.
And of course, Ms. Lovewood, we're getting ready for our first commercial break. We'll come back and then we'll start with you. But I think that what Ms. Davis has given us is some excellent information, and maybe in the third segment, I want you to talk more about restitution, which is to say that what is this all about? And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. .5 minutes about whatever. Then I want you to talk about your book, from crack to crack to Christ, and that'll end this 8-minute segment, and then we'll come back and we'll have enough information so we can discuss some. And one of the things I want to discuss is restitution.
Restitution.
Yeah, you know, about what is that all about?
Okay.
You know, because I've never heard of it from that perspective. It sounds like somebody's getting money for something else, and so I want to expand upon that.
And let me just say, it's like restitution, for instance, like the judge says that I have to pay for the house that was involved in my case. Well, the bank said I didn't owe anything, but then the judge says, I want you to pay back the restitution for the house. Well, where is the money going to? Because the bank says I don't owe them anything.
Good, very good. That's good.
Yeah.
And so we follow that up, okay. Female incarceration in Tennessee, and of course, Ms. Love, we'll start with you, and we'll make it clear, and I think you've made it clear that who you are, and et cetera, but talk about it from that perspective.
Absolutely, I will.
And this is the beauty, self-esteem kind of thing that has played a significant role in terms of your understanding of things. Is that right, Ms. Davis?
Yeah.
Good. That's what I. This is the second segment, 8 minutes. Thank you and welcome back to the second segment of the show for today. We're talking to Ms. Tiffany Love and Ms. Tanya Davis in reference to female incarceration in the state of Tennessee. Ms. Davis has already given us some excellent information